thank you to our patrons for helping make this podcast possible. Hey, bud.
What up?
What's going on with you? How's it hanging?
You know, I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. I'm actually doing real good.
Okay. Tell me about it.
I don't know, man. I'm just having a good day. I woke up. I worked out.
You got the Switch 2 the other day?
Got a Switch. Got a mother God 2. Take the God there, Mitch. Twice. I'll say it for God again. You got to replace it. Anyway, yeah, I got a Switch 2.
Replace the word with... Let's pick a good word, Bill. Something like a good word that everyone can get behind.
God. Yes. Yeah. Great minds. Think. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I got a Switch 2. It was a really weird scenario in that I tried to pre-order a Switch 2 very much unsuccessfully. And then I got a text at like 8 a.m. on the launch day from a friend, and my friend was in line to get one, and they were just like, hey, you want me to copy you one? And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. So they got me a Switch 2. And I've played it, and I feel like I have some kind of forbidden knowledge that only like the elites have. You know what I mean?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
explain in a little bit more detail, like how that manifests, like that feeling of being better than everyone else manifests in your day-to-day life now.
Oh, I'm a conservative now. So that happened.
Yeah, you're voting because you're voted for certain things, knowing that you are gonna be the ruling class in just a few years. You will
for
be
sure.
You're not broke. You're rich in the making.
Exactly. I like that. I also have started signing up to a bunch of like online courses on like crypto.
Yeah. That sounds like a good decision.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. People keep saying that it's like some weird word that starts with a G, but I don't know what that word means. So I just kind of keep
grip.
Yeah, grip. Yeah. Like get a grip.
Yeah,
you get a grip on reality.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Death grip.
Death grippy.
All right. Well, welcome back to Boy to Fam. It's your boys, Rav and Bill.
I'm the Bill.
Did you say I'm the Bill?
Yeah. It's like Ravin' the Bill. Like it's like one of those.
Ravin' the boys.
Welcome back to Ravin' the Bill. And you just hear like a duck quack, like quack in the background. Yeah.
Here's a feeler for you and the audience. Feeler question.
Hit me with it.
I was thinking about incorporating a soundboard to our podcast going forward. I was thinking of just setting up my SP404 and, you know, on occasion where it's like, you know, we're like, boom, we get a boom, you know? Like, new Joe Budden, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, dude. I think, I don't know who would be worse with the soundboard, me or you.
You.
Definitely me. Definitely
you,
me.
dude,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, because, like, I would just make it say, like,
just be YouTube
old,
poop.
like,
things.
Yeah. Like it would be like you just talking, and I would do dinner over and over, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder what's for Joe Biden, you know, like that type of thing.
I wonder what's for Joe Biden dinner.
Joe Biden dinner be like.
1 second. Mitch, I'm so sorry. Mitch, forgive me. Mitch.
Never forgive.
Mitch, please.
Never forget.
Why are you so mad at me, Mitch?
Why are you so mad? You might be a redneck if
you to live your life out as a gay woman.
What do you mean by that, Dr. Phil? I want you to start having a gay relationship.
Don't worry.
I want you to start living as a gay woman.
Okay, let's
no,
I'm back. No, we're good. What's up?
Leave it all.
Leave it all in?
Yeah.
No, we can't just focus on Bill.
Just on me?
When I was gone.
Oh yeah, so it's just gonna sound like me just saying random phrases in a kind of country accent.
Yeah, I thought we were doing Dr. Phil kind of.
I was going for like a Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah.
But you know, I've got Jeff Foxworthy on the brain today.
Let's imagine this is just in case this all sucked ass until now, right? Just in case. Let's do another a forced cold opening. I will yes and any conversation you start.
Okay, all right. Could I just do my little Jeff Foxworthy bit really quick,
okay,
but apply it? Hold on. If you subscribe to the Void FM Patreon, you might be a fem avoider. Is that good? Was that good?
Let's do you might be a redneck. Or wait,
if you listen to indie hip hop bangers such as Kill Bill and Rav, you might be a redneck. Can we start get the conversation started that all of our fans are like rednecks? Can we make that be a thing?
No.
Why not? Like wholesome rednecks, like not like racist ones.
Wholesome nuts in your mouth.
Whoa, dude. Let's unpack that.
Unpack these nuts.
Okay, buddy. Let's slow down real quick. What are you going to say to that, bro?
Down these nuts real quick.
Hey, friendo. How about let's stop?
Stop.
Hammer time? Hammer these nuts with a mallet, if you know what I'm saying.
Hammer and sickle, and also suck on my dick and nuts. These nuts.
Did you ever think about how in Hammer Time that MC Hammer was censored because his name was actually MC Hammer and Sickle, and it was Hammer and Sickle Time?
Yeah,
you think about that a lot?
Hammer and Sickle Time. He was trying to like get the proletariat to unite against the bourgeoisie class.
He was trying to infiltrate with those pants, those hammer pants.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Imagine people are now about to start tuning in. We need to like be in the middle of a conversation. Let's do a cold open. But we gotta yes and each other because we don't know what the conversation is until it starts. Okay.
All right.
And we're just gonna
cut
it in there.
Okay. Yeah, man. What do you think about that? Economy.
I don't know. I think we should focus on this heart surgery right here. Sorry, I don't know. I forgot. I was like, for a second, I was like, wait, we're podcast. We're doing a podcast. What am I saying?
We're doing a.
Let's run it back.
This is a podcast, not an open heart surgery.
Wait. Sorry, let's do it again. Let's run it back. I fucked it all up. I'm sorry.
No, I like where this is going. Oh, hold on. I'll do it. How about this?
Do it.
I'll start it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Man, what about this open heart surgery we've got going on right before us?
I love your metaphors. They're beautiful.
Thanks.
It really speaks to societal issue.
If you think about it, the heart is the issue. You got to get to the heart of the issue in open heart surgery.
But if the heart is the issue, you get to the issue of the issue?
Yeah. That's it. That's what this podcast is. We're getting to the issue of the issue. Okay. On this conservative podcast, I decided it's conservative now.
Yes, this is a conservative podcast.
Yes.
Bill represents the conservative
everyman. This is from my flyover state. Red-blooded, red meat eating, red
lobster,
rose, white ceiling,
red bison visiting.
Bison,
red bison,
like from Street Fighter,
red rabbit, red lobster.
This is from my Red Lobster viewers.
Okay.
Red
Here,
rose, white
this
ceiling.
is my last and final attempt at starting this podcast and locking in. I'm struggling to lock in, but I will lock in now.
What do you mean, dude? I think we're doing great. Honestly, I think that we don't even need a intro because we're so good at it. But we're gonna do one anyway.
Check this out.
All right, maybe you should start it.
Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary folks, we out here. It's your boys, Rav and Kill Bill the rapper. Back in here to serve you vibes, to serve you
Cunt.
and most importantly, serve you
The Void FM podcast. I don't know what you want me to say, dude. Serve you.
but also
A big heaped pile of truth on a plate. A greasy pile of truth.
yes. Yes. It's
Yes,
greasy,
yes.
it's gross, it's grotesque.
Yes. the mic up here. Yes.
You can just do it directly into it.
Yeah. It's going to clip out a little bit, but that's okay.
It's okay. No, it won't. Just trust me. Just go for it.
Okay.
Don't even. No,
Yes.
Still
Sorry,
sounded whispered,
viewer.
but I like it.
It sounded whispered.
It sounded. It's like yes. You know, one of those yells. Yeah, we're all out here. Yes.
One of my favorite things is like when kids, well, we did this when we were kids, but hearing kids do it now, like when they do the fake scream, when they're like, yes, oh my God, about something. That shit is mad funny to me. I was walking the other day and I saw some kid that was just like, they got some video game or something and they were like, and then they were just like, yes, the crowd goes wild, yeah. And I was like, man, that was me when I was a child. Hella annoying and weird.
You're kind of still like that.
I do the fake scream still. I caught myself doing it the other day.
Oh yeah, like dude, what?
It was funny. It was objectively funny, whatever it was. Because I do it now.
Yes.
Yeah, it was something like that, but it was something unhinged. I was doing it to Lucio.
Yes. I usually do the if I have to like be quiet and I'm celebrating.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite things that we did when we were kids, and I don't know if kids do it anymore, is the yes. We used to do that.
That's
like
so
it'd be like,
cute.
oh, school's getting out early, and then everybody would collectively be like, yes.
That's so funny. I don't think I did that.
You missed out, dude.
I think I was like, hell yeah, motherfucker.
You did that in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Dude. That's sick.
I crip walked through the school hallways. Like, yes, no day.
And all the teachers are like, this kid's got it.
This kid like this. Hate him, but also kind of gotta love him.
Yeah. No, there's no fighting that charisma. There's no fighting.
I'm like beating on somebody. They're like, help, principal, help. Principal's like, no beating that charisma.
He's so likable. I can't.
He's
really
just
punish
like
him.
me when I was his age.
A sociopath.
Yeah, you know what,
Yeah.
Bill? It's good to have you here, man. Thank you for
Yeah, man, it's good.
Thank
I'm glad
you.
I could be on your podcast.
Thank you for making
Can I
time.
ask you a question?
What up?
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yes, what is it?
If you had a child and the child was like objectively evil, what would you do about it?
What do you mean by objectively evil? I feel like we've had this conversation, but let's go.
We did, but it was your child was a Republican. That
Okay.
was the
So no, but
original.
this time you're saying specifically evil. The child is evil. How
Yeah.
fast would I have figured this out?
Like there will be warning signs early on, but then like
I need
you'd
details, brother.
Like I'm talking like you would start seeing like dead animals showing up in your yard like a few days in.
What? Like before the baby could even walk
Yes.
or crawl?
It's
okay. Once it starts crawling, it starts like killing. I have cameras around, so I'd be able to review CCTV footage, and I'm like, oh, the baby caught a crow and snapped its neck.
It's a deer, a full-grown
deer. The baby did that. I would.
It just like hops up and just like just really grabs it and just snaps its neck.
I'm like, this kid has potential.
This kid is cool as shit.
We're not gonna have. I'd be like, honey, we don't have to pay for our kids' college no more. I mean, this kid's is gonna be a football star, a college football star. With actually basketball, probably with the fucking air.
Yeah,
it has to snap a deer's neck.
I really think that I would just let mine loose on the like MMA to manslaughter pipeline. I would let mine ball. That's the way to go. Yeah. I would say let mine. Like,
I'll be courtside.
You have no control. This thing could easily kill you.
You talk about my son like that? You're talking about
your son.
Or my daughter?
Yeah.
Or my child, my future child. You're talking reckless. You're talking reckless. Take it back.
I would, because it's a force. It's no longer gendered, as it is now a force of nature.
Okay, so why is it? How do I know it's evil? Just because it's doing this shit? Why do I feel like it? How would I know it's
because
evil?
like you just, as you go on, like as you interact with it, you just slowly realize, like, damn, this child is really fucking evil. Like, just you'll figure it out. I don't have an example, but you will quickly figure out that I am right in this scenario, in that I have made your child evil with my brain waves. Yeah. Okay. So you're living in a reality in which if you say your child is not evil, you are wrong. Okay. This is the reality, right? What do?
I just like, I wonder how I get to that point. I want to know like that. I need like, I feel like I would always be like, damn, this is my fault somehow. Or like, this is
it could be, who knows?
I'd be like, this is my fault. Or I would be like, damn, what the fuck are they teaching there over the kindergarten? Or like,
what the fuck are they teaching this 2-year-old in my house?
But I mean, like, I definitely not let my kid have access to the internet, right? So
no, but it would like your child would find a way.
No, it wouldn't.
To be on the internet.
How?
Because they have like superhuman evil abilities.
How would they have?
It's basically like, oh, my son is like Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Like as a baby.
And I'm like, oh, interesting. Like every time the cartoon's on and Spider-Man is like in a tough situation, the baby's like, and then when Spider-Man wins, the baby's like,
he watches. You know how like kids will, I did this, I don't know if it's like an autism thing or something, but like I used to like watch a scene on a VHS and then like rewind it over and over because I thought it was like
cool. I would do not stop.
He watches Gwen Stacy die over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime you get to that part of the episode, the footage is so worn out from being rewinded.
Yeah, dude.
So many times.
For some reason, your child is watching VHS tapes, by the way.
Yeah.
VHS tapes of Spider-Man, which I don't think was on VHS, but it's fine.
It was. It was? The 90s cartoon was.
Oh, I was talking about in the movie where Gwen Stacy
Why
dies.
you talk about movies out here?
I don't know if it shows does it show Gwen Stacy die in the, if I feel like it probably does, right?
I don't think
doesn't.
I don't think Gwen Stacy is a character in the 90s one.
I think she is, because I remember she had blonde hair and I was just like, who?
Maybe they introduce her later, but I know that at the start they make Mary Jane.
Yeah, it's definitely way later. It's definitely super.
Yeah. I think it's like where they do the multiverse stuff, because they did when all the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, like the Spider-Man, like all the shows basically did a crossover.
Yeah. Well, good time to be alive as a child.
I guess. I don't know. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Cool. I remember seeing Spider-Man and Wolverine in the same cartoon, and I was just like, squee.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I love Wolverine.
Yeah, I love Wolverine with the power of the most powerful grippy vulva of them all. That's how that works. I know anatomy. But yeah, no, yeah, dude. The Spider-Man, yeah, your child's evil as shit.
Okay.
So
child is evil. What do I do? Type shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's.
You don't
I
know.
mean, like, the way you're setting up the universe is like, you can't do anything about it, though. There's nothing that can be done. There's no effort that can be put towards uneviling this child.
There is effort in a sense of like you can't unevil the child. Like, the child will be evil. That is just like in the like.
I don't think I would ever give up. I don't think I would ever buy that. That's my answer. I don't know if somebody was just like, the devil appeared before, I'd be like, your kid's the real deal. Nothing will ever make him not evil. He's a fucked up kid. Whoa! I feel like
this devil, dude.
I'd be like, shut your stupid ass up. I'm like, this kid's got his future ahead of him, you know, like, he'll figure it out.
Yeah. He's got my smile, is what you'd say.
Yeah, he's got my, exactly.
Yeah.
He's got my charisma that I had in school when I was beating on kids.
yeah. He's just like me for real. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what I would do in this situation because, like, I mean, like, like, it is a child, right? It's a baby.
Yeah.
I think it can be defeated in hand-to-hand combat. Like, it could be if it came to that.
It's already coming to that in your mind, obviously.
Well, in my mind, I'm weighing my options on if I should, like,
just immediately you're like, I'm sparring this kid.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, I don't know. Like, what are you supposed to do? I'm thinking like this. Mm-hmm. I have a baby that's objectively evil, super duper evil, like evil. Yeah, okay. Like,
that sounds right.
I feel like this. Yeah. I feel like maybe I'd be doing like the universe a disservice if I don't like take care of it. Right. Like,
yeah.
Cause like, what if it's like, oh man, like Hitler was like the precursor to this baby. Like, this baby's like Hitler, but
everybody was just like, what if you saw Hitler as a kid and just like raise it to be not Hitler, you know, or something like
But in this scenario, you can't.
Why?
It's also like Hitler on steroids.
But also, how would I know that I can't?
I mean, you wouldn't, but I'm telling you that you.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would just keep trying.
Yeah,
I would die
That's
trying.
Valid. That's valid. That's super valid. Yeah. Not me. After like the third month or so, I think I just get tired of it and try to think of alternative. Uzi.
The child.
Hit it with the. Yeah.
Okay, let's do the let's play this out. Let's play this out. Okay.
I'm gonna go to jail for.
Hold on. Okay, so baby's like. Just sitting in the living room watching Death Note, getting excited for Kira, right? You walk in and you go, Steven. Kid turns around. You pull the Uzi sideways, go.
Yeah.
The baby goes, dies, right? Falls over and is just like full of just blood and everything. Baby's dead. You're like,
right.
Cool. I'm gonna turn myself into the cops. Hey, I shot my baby up with the Uzi. You wouldn't. The cops turn up because there's a sound. Okay,
no, I would. If I drove to the point where I had to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna I want to let everyone know I have no plans to have children, so don't keep this. Okay, but if I had,
and if he did, that kid would have a few chances only before they'd get Uzi.
As long as this kid is not annoying, then I'll be straight. Okay. Well, anyway, so what I'm saying is if I've come to the conclusion, it would be basically that would be my sacrifice. I would sacrifice my freedom because I know that my son is like a Hitler 3.0 on steroids and also superhuman strength probably that we don't know about yet.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, so you just shoot the kid up, just dies normal, like a normal kid. No, actually, you kick the kid and then shoot it up with the Uzi. But the kid dies from the kick alone. You like,
yeah, but I keep going.
But you keep
because it's like if I'm gonna commit to the bit, right? Like you can't just like kick it and be like, oh, I guess that's enough. You know,
this is good. I'm sure this is like, especially to all our fans that have children, of which we have a few. You know, I'm sure this is a very relaxing episode to listen to.
For sure. Basically, all I'm saying is, you know, take what we're saying with a grain of salt, but remember, you know, keep an eye on it.
Grain of a salt, more
you never know.
Did you get it? Grain of a salt?
Yeah, that's good, man. Keep an eye on your kids, though, because they could be like Hitler.
Hey, so a peanut tried to cross the road, but it got assaulted.
Why did that happen? Who did it? Who did it?
I need more information.
I need more information, please.
How do you feel about knock-knock jokes?
I mean, I think that they're hard to pull off, but sometimes when they're hitting, they're hitting. What about you?
I can't think of a single good one, but since you said when they hit. Go ahead.
All right, well, I got a good one.
All right, let's hit me.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange. Orange. I said orange.
I think you're cutting out. So.
Oh, really? I said knock knock, and then you said who's there, and I said orange.
Now maybe we should just move on. Maybe if like we
orange.
Who?
Orange, you glad I didn't kill my son with a semi-automatic weapon? Because he's evil and is Hitler too, probably.
Oh, sorry for
party rocking.
Dude, how did you know I was gonna say
Honor,
that?
Your Honor, you're on the stand, and they're like, you've been charged with brutally killing your son.
I thought you were gonna say brutally party rocking.
For brutally, Your Honor, I'm sorry for party rocking. And they're like, take him away. Take him away now.
Get crazy, get wild, let's party, get loud. If you want to have fun, to do some. If you want to have fun, do some crazy.
What a classic. Hold on. Okay, can I tell you?
No.
I'm looking up good knock knock jokes.
Of course you did.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Knock knock.
Who's there?
You are now tuning in to Void FM.
4050 deep, why don't you turn around and let's back into the table. Okay. Let this turn around to your right. Set up. Forward. Let's just lead him. Eyes better. Walk around it. I just denied that field if you pick up the main I don't want to go into the side of Lincoln Ford. That's right. Let them get a view from there and I'll see what the field of view looks like.
That was good.
All right, what you finding anything?
I got a good one.
Let me hear it.
Knock knock.
What up?
You gotta say who's there. Don't fuck with the formula, dude. This is serious. This is serious. I'm so serious right now, dude. I'm actually pretty upset. Okay. It's not funny at all.
My bad.
Yeah, this is don't mess with the sanctum of knock knock jokes or whatever sanctum is. I don't know what that wording really means.
Let's do it right.
Okay, knock knock.
Yes.
You're supposed to say who's there. Can you please do this? Can you please do this? You said something about. You said
Who's
something
there?
about Yoda lady.
That sounds awful already. Yoda lady.
Yoda lady.
Yoda lady is right here now.
No, please just
Yoda lady
actually
who?
do it.
You know,
I didn't know you could yodel, dude. I didn't know you could yodel because you said Yoda lady who.
no, I didn't. I said Yoda.
Yoda lady who. You said it. Yoda lady who.
You said it.
You said it.
Yoda lady who? You said it. Dude, I got fucked. I got straight fucked by my dude. You're my friend. You're supposed to be my friend. Why would you do that? You're an asshole.
You want to hear like I've got another one here.
Okay.
This is not good because it's
unlike the
ago,
previous one, right?
Though the last one was really funny and you got super owned. But
It was pretty good actually. I'll give it that.
But this one's from 12 years ago on Reddit. So I'm just gonna read it exactly how it is. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Knock knock.
Who there?
KGB.
KGB who?
We will ask the questions.
Why does the KGB still exist and why are they in the States?
I don't fucking know, dude. This is good. This is
good though, but it is good though.
Hold on.
Hold on to my nuts.
Okay, dude, this is a really good one. You
All
ready?
right, let's hear it. I'm ready. I'm so
Knock,
ready for
knock.
everyone. Who is it?
Europe.
Yeah, I'm about to call you shit. You're a poo.
Europe. No, you're a poo.
No, you. I'm a pee. European. I'm
Wait,
a pooping.
that's pretty good. European on the fire, but it isn't going out. That was from whose line is it anyway? I don't get this one.
Let's hear it.
Let me try it on you. Let me workshop it, okay?
Okay.
Knock knock.
What up? Who is this?
Schmell mop.
Stop it with all these poo ones. Smell my poo.
No, I will not.
No, come on. Smell it.
These are all poo jokes. Like almost
They
all
all
of them
end
are
with
poo
all
jokes.
words that end with a P. So it ends up being poo each time. That's genius, dog. Goddamn.
Okay, here's a really Reddit one. You ready?
Oh hell yeah, let's hear it.
Knock knock.
Who this? Who's this? Who is it?
Interrupting doctor.
Stop interrupting Doctor Who.
You have cancer. This is a very
Okay, that was pretty good. That was good.
It is a very
I like that it only took us like 45 episodes or whatever to devolve into reading out knock knock jokes from Reddit
this is
for
good.
content.
Last one that I'm gonna do, all right?
Let's hear it. It doesn't, you could create some after this based on these.
Knock knock.
Who this?
To
whom?
Oh fuck, dude. You can't do that. You can't fuck up the
Oh, sorry, to who?
to whom. Mitch,
To
can you
he.
edit that to where I got him? Oh my god, dude. There's so many like bad ones on here. I don't want to read them.
You don't
I'll
have
stop.
to. You don't have to. Let's
do.
create one. Just close your eyes. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Shit man.
Shit man who?
Shit man. I don't know.
Shit man Jones. That's it.
Shit man Jones. Let me in now. I'm Shit man Jones.
Come on now. Let me in.
Crazy.
Let me in.
I'm gonna start gyrating.
Okay, well, how about this shit, man, Jones? I'm gonna open the door. I'm not gonna invite you to come inside. I'm just gonna see if you're a vampire or not.
Okay.
Okay.
This is me trying to get in. Let me in now. Oh,
Shitman Jones. You're a vampire.
Shit.
What would be your song that you would be singing and performing right now outside the door waiting?
What would be my song? My song would be God, what is that? If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. If you wanna be my lover, it will never end. Is that how it goes? It will never end. I don't think that's how it goes. But
yeah. Also, she doesn't say if you want to be my lover twice. I don't think.
I'm gonna look at the lyrics.
It's like if you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends, having fun with each other. Friendship
yeah, you're
never ends. I think.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
It's not like I listen to the Spice Girls.
We need to bring back lyrics like that. Like just wholesome. Like I'm with my friends. We're having a good
like
time.
Vacations where I wanna be. Party on the beach where the fun is free. We all need a holiday. It's time to celebrate. Party on the beach. I need a vacation.
You know, that movie makes me... Sorry, that movie. Wow. That
I know what you're
song
talking about.
makes me think of the Pokemon, the first movie, the little intro.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
which
that's
also
what,
has
yeah.
that song
that's where
that is not like it's not a licensed song. It's just a song they made for the movie, but it's the one where they're racing on the water, and it's just like
yeah, that shit was hard.
Catch me, and they have like the little breakbeat drums in there, and then they've got the like, come on, catch me now, catch me, Pokemon in there.
It's like that, yeah, it's that old school. You know how like was a year or two ago there was that no, it might have been during the pandemic. It was like a TikTok, a dude and girl where like the dude's like, yeah, come on, yeah, and the girl is singing and they're like dancing, and it's like very Y2K style.
Oh yeah,
it's it's that era.
It's a dude who does parodies. He's the same guy who did the video, the new metal parody song. I cannot remember his fucking name. Oh,
that's him too. That's crazy.
It's him. Yeah, he's super good, dude. Like everything he does is funny.
I didn't realize that was him. Wow.
Yeah, no, that's that video is super good.
Yeah,
super good.
But yeah, Vacation. That song. Oh, that Vitamin C water flipped my whole shit as a kid. Kid in theaters, because like in the theater when I heard it, it's like that, pow, come on, the scratching, the little vocal chops, everything. Anytime you have scratching little vocal chops intermixed with shit, you would immediately just like have me on board with shit, you know?
For sure.
There was also the intro for Strong World, One Piece Strong World from back in the day. It had like some scratches, and the production on that OST is crazy. Anyway, go ahead, sorry.
Well, it's kind of crazy because like a lot of stuff that was like not even sort of hip hop adjacent used a lot of those like hip hop like stereotypical vinyl scratch sounds and stuff. Yeah. Like I was thinking about that song, that Sugar Ray song, Every Morning, the other day. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed. Well, in the like fucking in the little bridge or whatever, there's just like scratching, and then he says some shit about shut the door, baby, but in my brain he's always says chuckatone, baby. He's like, chuckatone, baby, chuckatone. It's shut the door, baby, don't say a word. That's what the vocal chop is saying. But for whatever reason, it's just chuckatone, baby in my head. Like there's no other parts of it, and I felt like chuckatone, I needed to just talk about.
What does chuckatone mean to you?
It just means family. Like, yeah, it's like Ohana. Yeah, it's actually in my version of Lilo and Stitch, which I will be directing the new version of Lilo and Stitch soon.
Yeah.
Another remake. I'm going to make him say chuckatone means family. Yeah. How do you feel about they're making fucking Lilo and Stitch movies?
It's stupid.
Or whatever.
Next question. Okay,
I just.
I mean, I think it's awful. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's
Go off.
creatively just bankrupt. It is uninspired. It is slop. It is garbage. It is poo-poo caca.
Mm-hmm.
And in my estimation, it smells like stinky farts. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I was just, my feeling is that a lot of the movies that they are remaking are already so good and have like aged pretty well. Like, so it's kind of weird.
And also will always be
them.
better in the domain of animation, bro. Like Lion King.
Yeah.
You can make the lines in an animated form, do shit that like you can't do with CGI lions without making it look crazy. Those CGI lions just look like fucking lions, bro. They just look like lions.
Yeah. Well, my thing with every time that they do one of these, like when I saw the fucking Lion King trailer, it reminded me of like, you know, like there's like fan trailers on YouTube of things that exist,
that's
but it's
not
like
a
a
stray,
darker,
that's my
grittier.
brother. Wait, sorry. That's not a stray, that's my brother. Have you seen that clip?
Wait, what?
From the Lion King movie that was like briefly viral on Twitter.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, he's like, that's not a stray, that's my brother. And it's just awful. It's just awful.
Was
he
singing?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I like that he's doing
I'm
that.
gonna
No,
I know you are a huge defender and you say that they're definitely better than the animations. And in fact,
I have always said that, especially the Aladdin one.
Bill said that not only are the live action ones better, Bill said if the live action ones are better than the animated ones, then they should delete the animated ones because it's just like taking up too much space.
Yeah, because like why in the world would I want like Robin Williams Genie when I could have Will Smith Genie? You know?
Dude, did you hear the Will Smith rap? Can we watch it together on this thing and react to it?
Yeah, behind the paywall, we're gonna do it now.
We could do it now. Let's do it now.
Let's do it now. Let's do it.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Let's just 3, 2, 1 it as God included.
Yeah.
All right. Which one are we? The one of him, is it the one of him like rapping the lyrical lemonade thing?
I think so.
I'm just gonna put in Will Smith rapping. Lunch break freestyle. That's the one, right?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yo, what's that word? It's Lotto and we live.
Who is that?
Lunch break freestyle. We got the legend Will Smith at the table today. Let's get
It's
into
Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Good beat choice. Oh,
Lyrical lemonade.
never mind. It changed.
Okay. I like this. Yeah, y'all got me a little nervous.
Why you got all this food?
This food looks great.
I know that I be on some other shit. I know that I'm different. I be on some y'all don't understand it. I don't mention it. Made it to the top of Hollywood without a membership. Killed them in July, then I switched to my December shit. I be overcoming shit that y'all be having trouble with. Let them run their mouths. I mean, really, that's what come with this. They built a wall, but I'm jumping it and loving it. They want me to be done with it, but I'm still having fun with it.
Okay, Unc.
Writing songs, writing checks, writing history, righting wrongs, but I'm still right mentally. I go to sleep and my ancestors visit me. They surrounded me, gave me the vision vividly, gave me a lion to protect me in this industry. Now I just walk and he chew through my enemies. Feel like I'm just getting started, they tried to finish me. I'm like the universe, infinite, there's no end in me. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back.
This is awful.
Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on him. This is the bounce back. With these mics, I feel like I'm Customato. 100 rounds of life, but still boxing my shadow. Yeah, I took a knee, never threw in the towel though. Hip hop's Messi, Neymar, and Ronaldo. Goal scored on these boys. I done won damn near every single award on these boys. Sold out movie theaters and even tours on these boys. Feeling like a mop wiped the floor with these boys. People ask me how I do it. I just bite off more than I can chew. then I
I
shoot
hate
it.
that.
Yeah, y'all jokers thought
I
blew it.
despise that.
I pulled the pin out the grenade on purpose when I threw it.
Oh, that was
Even
sloppy.
though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
Fuck off.
Cause I'm an artist at heart. I'm not just an actor, y'all.
That was.
This is the bounce back.
What was that?
I need more of this, like, I need more of that.
That I like. Yeah.
Keep your eyes on them. This is the bounce back.
All the, like, random
Let's see.
Disney things in the background is kind of throwing this off for some reason for me.
Yeah, because otherwise it was straight heat, man.
It was so heat, dude. It was so
That
heat. I'm
shit
gonna
was
stop.
so good, bro. I mean, let's talk about it. Thoughts?
Okay.
Somebody,
I mean,
I like the top comments. He rapped like an undercover cop.
facts. Yeah, no, dude, he's definitely, I mean, listen, he's been rapping for a cajillion years,
Yeah.
you know. I've never like really like looked for Will Smith for his pen, you know. It's more of like, you know,
Facts.
the vibes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you know, like I feel like there's some songs, you know, he's you know, kind of corny. All of his career for the most part, he's been a little cheesy, you know,
Right.
but it's worked for him,
Right.
you know.
Right,
and
right,
this
right,
is
right.
atrocious vibes. Very, very. I don't know. I just don't want to hear. It's weird, man. Like, there was that one song that he did. I think it was with like Russ or somebody, but it's basically like, I am the jury, I am the executioner, and also I am the accused.
It's like that
and
The
like,
Rock and Tech Nine song.
Yeah. It's about drive. It's about power. It's the same energy. I don't know. I just want to know, like, who is this for? You know,
Not just
Like,
an
who is-
actor, y'all.
I'm a act bizarre.
I'm an act bizarre. Dude,
Yeah,
that shit is booty cheeks.
I mean, it's funny. I bite off more than I could chew.
Then I
chew it. You know what's crazy? I feel like if anybody but him said that line, I would probably like it more. But for some reason that it's coming out of his mouth, it makes it like way
If I
worse to me.
would. How about you? How do you feel about the line where he said, I pulled the pin out the grenade on purpose when I threw it?
Well, I mean, like,
What?
that
How?
implies-
What? Like, does he think most people do it on accident?
Well, maybe he's saying that some people don't want a grenade near them at all, so they throw it away without pulling the pin. Whereas he is on a destructive war path where he will kill and slaughter anyone in his way. So he throws the grenade and then with the pin pulled. And then after he stands over their bloody, mangled corpses and goes, like that.
It's
you
the
know?
bounce back. Keep your
Yeah,
eyes
it's the
on
bounce
him.
back.
This is the bounce back.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird, man. I think, like, on one hand, it's like I appreciate that anyone has the right to just make some music if they feel like making it. But there's like a part of me that's like, why are you doing this? There's like a real part of me that if I could sit down with Will Smith and be like, hey, man, like, you had like a legendary acting career and a legendary hip hop career. Like, why do this way?
Cause he feels insecure, and he's been feeling insecure a big part of his career. It feels weird talking on behalf of another man, especially because I've met members of his family before. I don't mean no disrespect to Will Smith.
For sure.
have nothing but love for his family, but you know, I think it's understandable that like throughout his career that he had to battle a perception from an early on time, you know? And even though he became culturally super significant and respected, he was also tied to like this idea of like safety and like cheesiness and corniness. Like, and some people embrace the cheesiness and make it their thing. So for instance, like Cosby, before everybody found out about what he was doing, his identity was tied to something kind of cheesy, kind of, you know, but wholesome and beloved. And I think Will Smith always fought against it a little bit. There was a part of
Yeah.
him that embraced it, but the part that didn't embrace him is what made it corny, I think, ultimately.
For
The
sure,
hesitation, you know? And I think the fact that his wife, I don't know if they're still married or not, but Jada Pinkett Smith, you know, made it very clear from the 90s onwards that, like, her choice was Tupac. But
Yeah.
Tupac died. Well, died. Tupac was murdered. And so Will Smith got, like, you know, like, if you look at it that way, which I think is, like, I don't think necessarily that's what the case is. I think that is, like, his perception and many people's perceptions. I think that is
Yes.
a way of looking at it. I don't think it's the healthy or real way of looking at it, like an objective way of looking at it. But I think that is an emasculating factor in and of itself. You know, and that she talks about Pac so positively and with so much love. And then she has her, like, she had her show / podcast, and she kind of, like, had him on and kind of, like, sunned him publicly.
Yeah.
He got sunned by Chris Rock. And then he thought, you know, he reacted in like, kind of like just a very reactionary, like, very childish kind of way. You know,
Yeah.
I get it. A lot of people just like, nah, he did the right thing. And I understand that perspective too. But for a lot of people, they're just like, aha, more proof that his temperament is like, it's like, it just showed that he's even, it was further evidence that he was weak. That's all it was to a lot of people. And I think that's where a lot of people misunderstood people's stance on that. And so I think he's just, like, always fighting that shit, man. You know, he's
For sure. I feel for him in the sense of, like, especially, like, I mean, think about it from this way, right? Like, if you're known for doing a thing in a time of your life, right, and people just want that thing out of you, there's a natural, without any of this other stuff attached to it, I feel like there's a natural, like, aversion to, like, doing what people want. Right. Yeah. It almost feels like if you do just, like, what people want all the time, then, like, that's like the other end of the spectrum. And it's like you're just kind of, like, shilling yourself out. That's how it feels for people, I guess. And so, like, that on top of, like, all of this, like, kind of, like, built up insecurity and built up like this, a lot of it's, like, kind of understandable. I just think that, like, the moment, like, there's a way to handle, like, the Chris Rock thing where he still is, like, on some shit with him that isn't, like, slapping him in front of a bunch of people and kind of making himself look like crazy. Not crazy, but, like, reactionary in a way, you know? And, like,
I think maybe even a lot more people sympathize with Will Smith in that moment than didn't, right? Yeah. I'm just saying a lot of the adults in the room were like, this is a kid. Like, this is how, like, someone who doesn't have their, like, emotions together reacts. I'm sorry that I hope no one finds offense. I hope no one takes offense to what I'm saying, but to me, that is a sign of weakness, you know? Even though I sympathize with him.
I think it's just, I think that there was, like, a better way to handle that. Even if he's, like, super duper mad, like, he had ample, there's definitely a time where he could press Chris Rock in private about that and be like, hey, that was fucked up.
Or address it after the fact, or, like, you know, in some sort of way that isn't just what it seems like in these moments. Is like, it's performative. It feels performative. It feels like a liberal's idea of, like, what being a good man is, you know, where it's just like, see, I did this thing, rather than, like, thinking about, like, the consequences of that, and that, like, the lack of inclusion of the other person in the process of thinking about it, and how also, like, again, you are in the public eye. There's that layer of responsibility. And he's been, like, an all-American hero, kind of, all-American boy, in a sense, right? For a very, very long time in the public eye. America has a very special, maybe I would say the world has a special relationship with Will Smith, in the way that people have a special relationship with, like, Tom Cruise. But Will
Yeah.
Smith continues to sully his reputation because he's constantly trying to make up for his insecurities. He acts out of ego, just digging himself a deeper hole every time he endeavors to do it. In my view.
For sure. Yeah, no, for sure. I think that
Midlife crisis.
yeah, and like I don't even saying just like in a vacuum that like I think that a lot of these things are normal. Like in terms of like
He'll bounce
not
back.
normal, but
This isn't the
Yeah, for
bounce
sure.
back. This isn't the bounce
No.
back.
This is not the bounce back.
It's not the bounce back.
I feel like there's also a thing with Will Smith and his music that like I don't know, a lot of his older stuff there was like this feeling of like, oh man, you could have this on at a party and it's all good vibes, and like this is not that for me. And I know like you shouldn't just like be like put in a box of you can only make one thing or whatever, but it's like I'm not really coming to Will Smith for like whatever this is. I'm not really coming to anybody for whatever that was.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know who thought it was like a banger idea, but it was, you know.
You know, it's been a while since we watched hip hop stuff together. I send you a lot of stuff on Twitter. I DM you a lot of stuff. But it's been a while since we did something like this. If anyone has any other clips, maybe that's a little more prescient, more relevant, that you guys are interested on our opinions on, please feel free to recommend. Because I do enjoy watching stuff like this, you know?
For sure. I like
think
to
it's
give my 2
insightful,
cents on
always.
whatever.
Provides a manner of insight
Yeah.
into like where the culture is at. There was
Honestly, this is what the culture's feeling.
This is what the culture's feeling.
Yeah.
There was a thing. Hold on, let me pull it up. I think I bookmarked it. 'Cause I'm a G like that. All right, I can't find the snippet of the interview, but I'm finding references to the things that he talked about. Elliot Wilson is a longtime respected journalist in hip hop, and although I disagree with him on a lot of his takes, period, I do have a tremendous amount of respect for him and his contributions to the culture. And there was an interview where he kind of got a little in his feelings, but he spoke very candidly about like his take on how like a lot of rappers are now doing podcasts. They're becoming quote unquote journalists. You know, Joe Budden was kind of one of the early examples. He was the Joe Rogan of hip hop, as it were.
Right,
you know?
right.
But
And now that's you.
You have Nori. You have Fat Joe and Jadakiss. You have Cameron and Mace. You have Lil Wayne.
And
you have so many rappers in the mainstream that are doing this shit. And I think there was a couple concerns that he had. Before I look at what he said, I'm going to tell you where I stand on a lot of this. Just my default take on this is it's a similar thing to what's happening to a lot of YouTubers. You know, a similar thing that I've heard to happen to like certain people on TikTok, where when an already established celebrity decides to break into this quote unquote new media, that they're kind of given the fast pass towards success. They are given priority on the recommended page, front page, you know?
Right.
The algorithm pushes them all the way to the front, and people already know who they are and are a little bit already invested. So it's like less of a journey for them they're not having to work from the ground up, as it were, right?
For sure.
So in many ways, like that to me is a concern, because it's pushing a whole lot of people out of the industry who are, you know, who have been doing this, who want to do this, and who are more qualified to do this. You know, that's the other end of it. Like, just because you have a podcast, just because if you have a podcast doesn't mean you have a brain. You know, Just because you have an
Oh,
opinion doesn't mean it's
I would
important.
hope you had a brain.
You don't need to just because you have an opinion doesn't mean it's a good opinion or it's worthwhile or that
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
matters at all what your opinion is. But it has given this false sense of like equal playing ground because everybody's using the same mics, everybody's using this. So it becomes a vibe check thing. It's all about aura and personality. And of course, the entertainers are going to naturally excel in those categories and acclimate more naturally than journalists are, who are instead, maybe aren't as entertaining, fair, but are far more qualified and informed to present the information, to be the conduit for that information. So that's where I stand by default. Do you have any feelings on it yourself?
I guess I never really gave it much thought because I've never although you're right, I've never really considered podcasts. I don't know. I like podcasting is journalism in a way. Like there are journalists who are podcasters.
I mean, you could say we're commentators at best because we're not really we're journalists in the sense sometimes because in hip hop, we're involved with it being rappers. We're part of it. So we're basically telling the story while being a part of it, which is you could do that. You could say that's gonzo journalism or whatever. But again, we're not necessarily qualified to do it. No. It's better that we are interviewed for specifically for that, for the journalistic part, on the ground reporting shit. I feel like it makes sense for an outside party to do that, for it to be a bit more objective,
Absolutely. Yeah. I also think though that at the end of the day, I feel like people watch or listen to podcasts to be entertained, right? And I'm not saying that journalism can't be entertaining or that they don't deserve their
but it doesn't
fair shot or
But it shouldn't be entertaining. Journalism shouldn't be entertaining. I don't think it shouldn't be. I'm not saying it should be not entertaining. I'm saying
that
it
isn't
shouldn't
the
be
first and foremost.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that's not what it is. It's going to a barber shop and getting mad that they won't massage your feet.
Well, first of all, I am a little upset about that.
That, I don't know. Does that make sense to you?
I felt like maybe it was because my feet stank or something,
gnarly,
but I didn't really. Yeah, no, I agree. I guess it's just from the standpoint of I don't feel like I consume much journalism from in that way, so it's hard for me to even really give a take on it. All the podcasts I listen to are at best people just being commentators. So yes, this is a thing that exists, but for example, somebody like Joe Budden, right? If we're using Joe Budden as as an example, right? I think Joe Budden is entertaining, but also kind of does journalism, right? I mean, he covers things, right? Isn't that the
wait? What's your question?
I'm confused as to what is an example of this? Would Joe Budden be an example of this?
I guess Joe Budden would be an example of it, except for he did step away from rapping. I guess that he's doing this full time. That being said, he's very deeply involved, obviously, given that he's played a very significant part in the lore of hip hop. It's so funny that you would think his footprint would be small because the only song people would really remember is Pump It Up. And even that song only has recently gone gold or whatever.
Yeah.
So, or maybe platinum. I don't know. But you know what I mean? I think he maybe is a weird exemption because he was always semi that, from Jump Off TV, early days of Jump Off TV and all that back in the day on his YouTube channel. For those that don't remember.
I feel like this is kind of a hard thing for me to even speak on.
I think he was talking specifically about Cameron and Mace You want me to look
Oh,
at
I
what
see
he
what you're
said
saying.
in particular, or what?
Yeah, could you
the
find me
summary
like
is?
the actual thing, because I feel like I'm speaking a little bit vaguely
Well, his key
here.
points were that 1, concern about diluted media. He feels that celebrity status alone doesn't qualify someone to be a journalist. That some rappers entering the media field are taking away opportunities from trained and experienced journalists. So that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
2, criticism of
valid.
Cameron. Wilson specifically mentioned Cameron, who hosts a sports show, comparing him to Stephen A. Smith, questioning his journalistic credentials. So again, feels kind of similar to the first point. Belief in his own expertise. Wilson contends he is better at journalism than some rappers entering the field based on his decades of experience and deep understanding of the culture. The changing landscape of media. While some rappers like Joe Budden bring valuable insider perspective to their commentary, Wilson believes the landscape is now driven by views and celebrity, not necessarily by skilled journalism. Last but not least, acknowledging some value. Despite his criticism, Wilson does recognize that rappers can offer unique insights and perspectives that contribute to the discourse surrounding hip-hop. So, I agree with most of this, you know?
yeah.
The public reaction was, Cam and Mace were like, you know, they called him a hater. They said, you know, we're successful, blah, blah, blah. You're just a hater, from what I understand.
Right.
People had mixed opinions online. So some people on social media agree with Wilson's perspective, acknowledging the shift from traditional journalism to celebrity-driven media. Others have criticized Wilson, arguing that he himself has blurred the lines between journalism and media personality. So that's the thing. I would say maybe slightly that is true. It's not as egregious as like an academics situation is, you know, or something like that. But I see what they're trying to say. I think there can be some hypocrisy, but just because there's some hypocrisy, I don't think it takes away the value of what he's saying here. And I think, again, this is present in every corner of this industry, and it's probably largely present in many other industries too. I'm sure people listening to this might recognize this in something they've seen in their own lives, you know, or
sure.
in their own consumption maybe of art, where they're like, oh, that's true. Like now celebrities are doing this, you know. Celebrities have become the conduit for advertisement. That's my real take, you know. And they have been for a minute, but now they are like even more direct and more unregulated.
Well, for sure, because I mean, I think that like before like the internet, right? Like, or at least what we now have, like with social media and stuff like that. Like, I think, or streaming, like the main way of advertising was either through like what's on TV and like print media. And then now people don't really watch TV, and the ads suck on TV now because of that, right? Like on, like if you watch Hulu or some shit, like it's not the same. I have a VHS tape back here that's like all like 2000s like Cartoon Network stuff, and all the ads are like very colorful and bright and like fun and creative, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays a lot of it's just like AI slop bullshit, like, or the same fucking State Farm commercial over and over or whatever, right? Like,
but I mean, just like even like, you know how like YouTubers and TikTokers and so many people who like we now turn to for like, oh, these are people who are arbiters of truth on food stuff. These are arbiters of truth on like science stuff. These are arbiters of truth on culture stuff. And we just, because they present it good or they're very entertaining, but a lot of the times, you know, they are not a one-to-one substitute. And I do think it's a marker of decline in quality and integrity of the information that's being shared around.
I mean, I feel like a lot of times, like, I'm not against like the idea of someone doing advertisements, right? Like if they're a person who is like, if they're just doing paid ads or whatever, but I do feel like there is like a there's a line where it becomes like you're shilling for whatever the thing is, especially if you like.
There needs to be a line. There needs to be a
whatever,
line that's enforced by your moral standing. Because if there isn't one based on that, then you're basing it on like just how much people are offering. Then it becomes just about the money, and it actually doesn't matter what you stand for because you're making rationalizations for why actually it doesn't even matter ultimately. You know, like what you're doing, or you're like,
it's weird. I guess it's like it's weird to me for how common it is now. And whereas like it felt like brand deals were like a thing that would happen every once in a while. Now it's like everybody's got a brand deal.
Remember early on back in the days, there was like people would be low key kind of embarrassed to admit it, and they would have to like
unless it was like some like big thing like this
like this
like
is
I got
huge,
Nike
guys.
or whatever.
Pepsi decided to look give us blah blah blah. Otherwise it'd be like, hey, I looked into this shit. I talked with the guys and their business practices, and I have to say, like, I'm very proud to be working with these people. Please check the link out and da-da-da-da-da. Maybe I'm tripping and maybe I'm misremembering a little bit, but a lot of the content I consumed, there was an acknowledgement of, like, there's, like, a hesitation because the adpocalypse had caused it in many ways, and people were not making the same money from YouTube no more. And so lots of people had to turn to like doing ads, running ads for others. And I think everyone understandably thought that would lead to mixed reactions. Now there isn't that. Now, for the most part, I think it's kind of like, let's go, congrats, you got this thing. It's almost like
you got that Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship, that coveted Raid Shadow Legends sponsor. That's not even a thing now.
It's almost kind of like also like congrats on like as if you got a deal. Also, the fact that people congratulate you on getting a deal is also crazy when it's just like a bank loan. The fact that people congratulate you on a record deal but won't congratulate you on like independent self-funding, I think is a sign of people's like poor understanding of materialism. Well,
you got to look at it from the perspective of, you say you got a deal, like the way they think about that is like that's just like success, that someone's like putting money behind you in some kind of way. And they also, I think of it in the best case scenario, right? Like, because there's people out there who get deals and then they're successful and we don't know how much they ended up getting scammed for in the end because they ended up doing great for themselves. And so they're like, oh, this is like a step in the right direction, or like whatever. But
you don't get like, to like certain positions. You don't become like, for instance, like a billionaire. You don't get that much. You don't become a billionaire without exploiting, right? Without exploitation, because no one singular person is able to do that. There's other people that have to be involved in the process for you to get there. And so it's profit hoarding, you know? And so I think it extends in other places too.
For sure. I do think though that, I do think that like it's a bit weird that almost all big celebrities, I guess it's not that weird for a mistake. Okay, let me put it to you this way. Like, I feel like brand deals back in the day were like, shit, I'm in a Gatorade commercial. And people are like, hell yeah, that's my boy on the Gatorade commercial. And nowadays it's like you have to like sit there for like 45 seconds before you start talking for real and be like, oh man, these are the best fucking coffee beans I've ever seen. And when they're just normal ass coffee beans. Yeah. You know, like that's that's just like what it is now. But I think that like to kind of come back to it, I think it's like like celebrity, having celebrity and notoriety and like a brand would give you like a leg up on people who do like journalism full time, because they're looking at it from the perspective of people who just want to be entertained all the time. Even if it's stuff like, get like, I don't know, because I never like think about like, I always just like get journalism from online. Like I just see, I don't read a lot of stuff. I just see what is said, unless it's something I feel like I need to read on it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so to me, it's like, yes, that is a fair and valid thing. But I also think at the end of the day, people are going to like want to be entertained, and they'll gravitate towards, oh, I could watch the news, or I could watch the fun news.
I mean, that's how Fox News
like,
became the biggest thing in the world. Fox News is not like is an actual, like, they're not a journalistic body. They're not like they're not a news channel. They're an entertainment channel that just happens to have the word news in the name, right? So that like people think of it as news, but it isn't. And it's super entertaining, and the focus is on like sensationalism. The focus is on generating viewership, you know?
Yeah.
And things that happen to be generating viewership in a world that is declining is fear, anger, resentment. And then you take that and you manifest it. You not manifest it, you commodify it. You manifest the anger in a sense too by like feeding into it, but then you commodify it, you package it in a particular way as if like you are the body, you are the entity that represents it's your way of venting your frustrations. It's an avatar for your anger, presented in a way that feels right, you know? And I think that's been the case for a long time. I think like entertainment has slowly but surely been replacing accuracy and integrity and quality, you know?
For sure. I the way I look at it is like, I almost look at like journalism as a different thing entirely from what like Cam and Mace do, though, although they might be breaking news or whatever.
I mean, I don't really know if they even are they? Like, I don't think they're doing it live. I think it's a podcast. But
this is like the reason. This is why I feel a little weird about this, because like it's kind of conflating like journalism and commentary.
It is
when those
bit.
Are like
exactly
two different things entirely. Because like, okay, fair, like what he's saying is fair, but I would hope that someone like them would like get their news from a reputable source.
Maybe Elliot Wilson is like conflating here. You're right. Like maybe what he's conflating is what the anger he's placing it on people like Mace and Cam, when in reality Mace and Cam are like an entertainment channel that people are coming to for the news now. Like with Theo Vaughn or Joe Rogan. Or any kind of podcast like that didn't start as some sort of like Rush Limbaugh type of broadcast, you know?
Yeah.
It just sort of became the thing that like you become the thing that you think you need to be to retain. For sure. Or cultivate audience.
I also think it's just like one of those things where it's like, if you're going to talk about what's happening in the world, like I don't see anything like inherently wrong with that, right? Like I'm not a fan of Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn, but like I think that like if like, I mean, like look at like streamers who do that too, like just people who are just like, oh, okay, cool, I'm just gonna talk about what's happening in the world. That to me isn't journalism. It's just like not. I read the news or heard what people are talking about, and so now I'm gonna do that. To me, it's like, yes, it is unfortunate that like journalists are being pushed out, right? Because I think that they're doing God's work. They're doing something very, very important, and it's unfortunate that for a lot of people, it's a thankless job oftentimes, because it is, but it's also like one of those things where it's like, these are also two different
I think what the truth is commentary is replacing journalism for a lot of people. It's become a market substitute for journalism when it should never have become that. But I don't think the blame falls on necessarily the producers of that slop. Or entertainment. I think it's just like a society, a wider societal issue in general.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the solution, Bill? Fix it.
What's the solution?
Yeah, fix it.
I'll fix it. I'll do the news.
Yes.
And I'll do the commentary.
Okay, well then
and you
give
just
us the
watch
news.
me.
Why don't you give us the news on, like, I don't know, the Patreon, for example.
Listen, you want to fix all your goddamn problems? Everything that's going wrong in your life? You got a problem that you got to get fixed? Your car's not working? Your partner left you or something? Well, this isn't the solution, but instead of worrying about that, you could distract yourself for $5 a month. You could listen to another episode of this podcast behind the paywall for free, but for $5.
This one.
It's podcast. Like this podcast, but it's another one, which is slightly different. Yeah, it's not the exact same. Just for clarification, it's
like a different.
It's us. But we're doing something different than this stuff right now.
We're like, this episode ends here, but Bill and I still keep doing stuff for another hour. Yeah. We'll keep that going.
Yeah, and who knows what that could be? We could be kissing. We're not.
We're not going to be.
We're not kissing, but we could.
But we won't.
And you can hold on to that hope. It's not going to happen.
What else could we be? What could we promise them? Let's give him one truth, 2 truths, and a lie.
Okay. Whole. I submit to the courts. Whole.
Okay. Number 2.
All right, now it's time for the lie. We could also some behind the scenes stuff, like the thing I posted a few minutes ago of me singing a wonderful song before we started recording this episode, which is pretty important song that we did.
Yeah,
I did. Also, there's like plenty of other stuff. There's I've got unreleased music on there. Some beat takes and stuff.
There you go.
That's yeah.
Two truths and a lie.
Yeah. So for the $20 tier, you saw those names at the beginning of the damn episode. You seen them?
And if you didn't, you know, when like you listen to the podcast on Spotify or whatever, which I think we will eventually put the video ones on Spotify as well.
Maybe.
But for now, while you don't see us, you know, when Bill's like, thank you to our sponsors, our patrons. Thank you to beautiful, our patrons.
Hideous patrons.
You know,
when
at the
I say
beginning,
that,
he's talking about you.
Yeah, that could be you for $20. Your name could be in there.
Yeah.
Also, we're doing some other cool stuff, such as, but not limited to, Advice Hour, and also playing games with you guys in the Discord, which we still haven't set that up yet. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Okay. I don't give a damn. We should do it. We should, maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe not.
Okay.
What if we never do it? We just never come through on that. We could just not deliver.
That'd be so sad.
That would be sad.
That'd be sad. So sad.
I like to promise it and not deliver. It's kind of a thing I like to do.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Void FM. This one was a real thigh shaker. This one was a real elbow greaser. This one was a real face oiler. This one was a real ass
sander?
Sander.
Ass sander?
Ass sander.
Listen, I'm gonna get my butthole sanded down.
For what?
Think about it.
For what?
Visualize.
For
Visualize.
What? For what?
For what?
Yeah.
For the hole.
Why?
I don't know. I just
Why
wanted
would you
to
get
be
rid of your
smooth
lips?
No. I wanted it just to be smooth and shiny.
Yeah, but you would have to sand your lips down.
Yeah, but my lips are very protruding. It's like when I'm standing up, you can kind of see like it's like a boner, but backward.
If you can see it from the front, wait till you see it from the back type
That's
shit.
what I'm fucking talking about, baby.
That's
we should
right.
stop this. This is gross.
The following is a preview of this week's Patreon exclusive episode. Available now over on the Void FM podcast Patreon.
Bill, what is this game?
I killed a crab.
I killed a crab.
I'm so cold, yeah. Sorry, I keep burping. Elden Ring. I've been working on the theme song.